Log into Twitch. Ay, ay, ay. Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's make stuff. Let's create. Let's be alive. How are you, dear listener? Welcome. Welcome. Put my headphones in, and we're gonna create. And we're gonna. What's that buzzing noise? Whoa. What's that? No. Don't want that. We don't want that buzzing noise. Hello, Pat Pats. I'm here to create. I'm making. Hang on, I've got to put a code in. 63258844. Let's make. Good morning, VFX. Welcome. Vix. Authorize. Only click authorize if you trust Elgato. I'm clicking authorize.
I could come.
Welcome, Stephen. Welcome to with me, Ian Lee. This is what we're doing. It's 11:24. It's
I could come.
Wednesday. Rob, thank you for the sub. Okay, that won't work. So we're going to close that. Welcome. Let's do it. Let's do this. I've got some. I'm opening the phone lines now. Phone lines are open. You can call in about anything you want. You can call in about anything you want. Who's this? Who's left a voice message? Here we go. Who's this? Who's this? Just had a text from Tony Slattery. More on that later. What happened last night, says Wayne, is 73. How come you disappeared? The show ended. Katie's back in the room. The show ended last night. You have a Lonely God 182 says, good morning, good timing, just in time for my work enforced well-being break. Tell me about that. Answer phone message.
Yo, that was mad cool. I'm so confused, but that was mad cool.
Talking about the end of the show last night. Hello, Carpet Martin. Look, we get Daytime Friends brings in different people. This is Daytime Friends with me, Ian Lee. We're all Daytime Friends here, guys. We're all Daytime Friends. People concerned. Oh, we go. We've got a call. We got a call from a Daytime Friend. Hello, Daytime Friend.
Hello, all right?
Yeah, good. How you doing, Dave?
Yeah, camera's off again. Right, turning it on.
I don't know if... Now, is my camera... Oh, my camera's working today. It wasn't working yesterday. Hello there.
Hello. Yeah, I was going to tell you about this well-being break stuff.
Yeah. Please do. So you've just said you're in an enforced... hang on. I just need to add a camera here. Because I've got all of this... Hang on. Everybody cool out. So that's the yoga window. I need... What is going on here? I'm having a real boring problem, Dave, with this Streamlabs, that every now and then it just stops recognizing my camera, but then I can add it there, and then I can bring, and I've called this arse cam for some reason. There is no shot of my ass. Now I can put that there.
That's probably what happened with the band last week.
Could be. And then I just need to make that smaller. We're in, Dave. Tell me about your enforced well-being breaks at work.
So enforced is a bit tongue-in-cheek.
Okay. That concerned me a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, so I work for a big supermarket in head office. And because working from home now, we've all kind of realised that we're actually doing far more than we used to, because you're not walking between buildings, going to meetings.
Right.
You're having lunch at your desk all the time. So certainly within technology where I work, we're saying, one of the things is don't set half-hour meetings. We set 25-minute meetings. So we finish at 25 past to give us time to move to the next one.
Okay.
Get that headspace. And also make sure you've got time booked in for what you would do at work and have lunch. So find an hour, book it out, block it in your diary so no one books over it. Like if you have to take two half hours, do that to make sure we're getting those breaks, because everyone's going a little bit crazy. Because it's really difficult working from home when you're used to doing it in an office.
Let me be that guy. Is it just a chance for you lot to sag off a bit?
Little bit,
Are you sagging
but I think
off?
I'm taking time I wouldn't normally take, and I'm chilling out a bit, which is good. Because let's face it, if I'm chilled, I'm probably doing a better job.
I think it's a good. I think
And
it
I think
sounds like a great idea. It sounds, it sounds like a brilliant idea.
Yeah, it's people have to respect it, and actually, it's on us to say this is my time to chill, so I'm not doing a meeting, that kind of stuff. But it's good. I think it's because I don't think we're ever going to be in a place where we're back to in an office 24/7, right?
I think the world has
people are
changed.
Why would you pay all the rent and all that kind of stuff for offices when we can operate quite well from home? In the sector we were in, we had our worst, in order to keep everything going, our busiest time was right at the start of lockdown, and we smashed it, quite frankly. And we did that without being in the office. So why do we need to, right?
Do they have because when you said like enforced well-being time, I thought it was going to be you would have to sit there and have a mandatory mindfulness meditation session, but it's not. It's just looking after yourself.
It's time for yourself. They are making available stuff like that. So there's a number of apps like Headspace and stuff like that, which we've got corporate access to.
Oh mate, come on, this is great.
They are doing like with some mindfulness. We had a couple of weeks ago. There was just some like you had last night, some guided meditation.
Yeah,
we've had yoga a couple of times. So all that kind of getting people into that stuff that we wouldn't have done if this hadn't happened and we were sat in the office. So.
Sounds good. You sound well. You're looking well. Are you feeling the difference?
Yeah, completely. It's because the problem is you could be on meetings 8 hours a day.
Yeah.
If you want it to be, right. So really having to push yourself to take that break is important because people did, and I found that I burnt out. I was doing more at home than I would have been in the office. So it's
are you allowed? The thing I always used to like. I mean, I've not had a proper job since about for like 20 odd years, right? But my favourite thing to do was to work through my tea breaks and work through my lunch break and go home an hour and a half early. Is that an option?
So we're really flexible anyway. So like, I would probably do that. I mean, I rocked up at 7 and left at 3. Other people would come in at 9 and leave at 5.
Right.
So we're really flexible in terms of that anyway.
I love it.
But yeah, I mean, it's certainly something you could do, or leave at 2 and come and do an hour from home. So when we were in the office.
Nice
so
one.
actually, I'm really lucky that we are that flexible. Though the minute I've got, as I mentioned last night, diggers in my garden, so the noise is a bit disruptive.
Now, this is slightly off topic because that's a different show with What's Her Face. But you have hinted that you might have a quiz on Thursday night that involves the digger in your back garden, but you're scared.
Well, I was trying to think if there's something I could do with like a real life crane game with the digger, but it's quite close to the house, and I'm a bit concerned I might take the wall down.
That's a risk. That's your risk.
That could be a bonus.
If it happens, we obviously would have no liability for that, but it would look epic. It would make a great clip that will go viral.
It's in the dark. We've got no lights though, so you know what? I could just tell you what's happening, and well.
The people are saying, "Look, digger treasure hunt. It's a risk worth taking." People are saying, "I'm going to hand it over to you, Dave." But let's just say if we don't see a digger on Thursday night show, I think everyone's going to be very disappointed in you.
I think you can see a digger now.
I love a digger.
Can you see that?
Look at that bloke! Look at that bloke! He's not digging. He's just like scraping a bit, making some noise. Have you got kids, Dave?
Well, no.
Okay, I have, as you probably know, I have 2 boys, and I've got a nephew who's also a boy, and I think it is predominantly boys. I could be wrong. I have little experience with young girls, but from the age of like about 18 months up until I would say 5, if you're walking down the street and there's a digger, it's like being at Disneyland. They love it, and I've had it where we've literally just stood and watched some workmen with a digger for half an hour because it's the most amazing thing that you can see as a young boy. If I'm wrong, if it's young girls as well, then please let me know. But it's incredible.
I think it's just stuff getting smashed up, which is quite interesting to watch, right?
Yes. Have you ever used a proper pneumatic drill?
No,
I'd love to.
I'd have taken my foot off probably.
Yeah, I would have done that. It would have probably given me a headache or something. But I would love to smashing stuff up. My youngest, I think I can say this. I never say this publicly, but my two boys have got YouTube channels, right? And I never link to it. I never say who they are because I don't want people to know what my kids look like. But they got these kind of cute little YouTube channels, and one of them is going around on his channel. He's got bored of playing games, so he's smashing stuff up on his YouTube channel, and it is wicked. I love it. I love it. He smashed up a PlayStation
in games or just like
in real life.
Okay.
In real life, he smashes stuff up, stuff that kind of doesn't work anymore, is old. It's not like we're going to let him smash my car or something. Old PlayStation, smashed it up, chucked it out of a window. Beautiful. And part of me is jealous of him for doing that because I could. It's my old PlayStation. I couldn't do it, but he does it, and it's wonderful.
So before YouTube and stuff was really a big thing. There was and I think they were more like just on-demand videos. There was people doing like the will it blend, like getting an industrial blender and putting everything into it just to see whether or not they could blend it.
There we go.
He started with something. Yeah, let's have a look what he's doing.
This is great. This is great. If you're listening to
got
this
the
on the
pneumatic
podcast, you're missing the visuals. Oh, and can I say? So he's got a pneumatic drill, and can I say?
Yeah, I'll take it upstairs. So you
respect
can hear me,
to that man, Dave. He is a builder. He's using a pneumatic drill. He's bent over. Not one hint of bum crack. Not a hint. His top is pulled down. His trousers are pulled up.
Is that a next level builder, or is that him sort of failing?
He's either an amateur or he's foreign. He ain't no British builder, I'm guessing, with that attitude to work.
Yeah.
Look at that. And now, is that a gate in your back fence, or have they taken a slat out?
No, it's a gate.
Okay.
So
okay.
the digger's got tracks that go in so that they can get it through narrow gates. Apparently, it folds down into. It's like a transformer.
It
folds down to half its size.
Dave ain't doing no work. Dave's enforced well-being break is all day watching this. Dave, it's nice to talk to you, man. Thank you so much for explaining that. I think that's a really good idea. It's a really good initiative. Oh, we've lost you. The Wi-Fi is rubbish in your bedroom, Dave. Thank you. Now, where is that camera gone? Why is that camera doing that? I need that. Welcome to with Ian Lee. Computer Jones in the chat. Just calm down. Just calm down. If any of my actual friends want to see my kids' YouTube channels, then email me on my private email address, and I'll show it to you. 0203 286 6370 is the telephone number. This is Daytime with Ian Lee. This is an infrequent show. I've turned up and a podcast. We're going to talk about the podcast in a bit. My hand went. You see my hand go there, and I'll tell you why. Because I've on Streamlabs, which is how I Big Boy update. Big Boy was the stray cat. I had him for 7 weeks. I let him go out. Was it a week ago? Maybe 2 weeks ago. He's not come back. That's up to him. I'm locked out of Twitter at the moment, so I can't see my Twitter. Here's a withheld call. Always goes down well. Hello, caller. Hello.
Hello, how are you?
I'm very, very well, my friend. How are you?
One second. I can't really hear you properly.
Turn off the Twitch stream. Hello, daytime friend.
Hello.
Hello, daytime friend.
I'm sorry?
You have to say hello, daytime friend, back to me.
I can't. Hello, daytime friend.
Welcome. Don't listen on the
Hello.
Twitch. Turn off the Twitch stream and just listen on your phone.
Okay, 1 second.
Okay. This is great.
Yeah, it is.
It's our second daytime friend of the day. What can we do for you?
How many people call you in a day?
I don't do this in the day very often, but maybe 1,000.
1,000?
Yep. Anywhere between 1 and 1,000.
Are you serious?
Yep.
So what are you doing now?
I'm talking to you.
No, like, you know what I mean.
I don't know what you mean. You asked what am I doing now, and I told you what I'm doing now.
What were you doing before this then?
I was in bed.
In bed, yeah. Do you play video games?
I do play video games, and I might stream a little bit of PS5 a bit later on. But right now we're just chatting.
No, I'm saying like, what video games do you play?
I like Call of Duty.
Yes, which one? Cold War or Modern Warfare?
No, the new one.
Yeah, Cold War. Black Ops Cold War, yes.
Yeah, but I also like old retro games, so like a bit of GameCube, bit of Dreamcast, stuff like that. What do you play?
Yeah, I play Cold War, a bit of Fortnite and GTA.
What was this Fortnite event that was on last night? Because I missed it.
Yeah, it was like Marvel, you know, like Iron Man and stuff.
Because my kids tried to play. I struggle with Fortnite a bit because I can't build, but I like the live events. But I missed last night, so I was working.
I can't build as well.
You came over who?
I can't build either. I'm bad at the game.
The building is so hard.
Yeah, it is.
Can I ask now? Listen, you sound like a young man. May I ask how old you are?
16.
16. Okay. Well, 16 is the prime age for building. I'm 31 years older than you. I can't build. I can barely point the gun. I see someone, and by the time I found which button to do the gun, I'm been shot in the head. One shot headshot. GG. OP.
How long have you been streaming for?
17 minutes.
No, I'm saying like when did you start streaming?
Oh gosh, I don't know. Like properly in July when I lost my job on the radio. I was on I'm a Celebrity once.
Oh yeah. Then you're due to blow up because I can see your stream now and it's popping off. So
is it popping off?
Yeah, it's popping off.
What's popping off? The numbers?
Yeah, the numbers they're popping off.
Because I've not looked at the number. It's popping off up or down?
Up, obviously.
What does it say? Because I've hidden the numbers. Tell me, what does it do? What are the numbers?
Wait, let me just check. Because when I clicked on it, it was like 260 views. Yeah, now it's on 303. So the time I was this week, you gained like 50 views.
That's you. You've done that. They've heard that you're online. Hey, do you? David in the chat says, can you see David popping off?
Wait, hold on. David popping off?
Yeah, can you see him? He's popping off right now, apparently.
Oh, no, I can't see any messages because I just left the stream and came back.
Okay. Do you stream?
No, but I'm thinking of doing it very soon.
And what kind of stuff do you think you'd stream? Would it be games?
Yeah, definitely games.
Fortnite and stuff, but without any building?
Not Fortnite. I'm bad at probably Call of Duty. I'm really good at Call of Duty.
Find me, man. Come and find me, and we'll team up. And you stream, I stream. We'll come and raid you. We'll get you big audience figures.
Yeah, we can do that definitely.
I want to pop off with you.
Yeah, I want to pop off with you as well.
Hey, what's your name, my friend?
Just call me Musti.
Musti.
Yeah, Musti.
All right, Musti. Well, it's nice to talk to you, Musti.
Yeah, it's nice to talk to you as well. Bye.
Have a great day, my friend. Take care. Bye-bye.
Yeah, you too.
Bye-bye. It's Musti. Musti's popping off there, guys. So I've hidden the numbers, the viewers. You can turn off on Streamlabs. You can turn off the numbers of viewers, and I've done it, and it's better for the old head. But I don't know if I can. Oh, here we go. Kip Hates.
Hello.
The best. And you think I'm taking the piss? I'm not. Genuinely.
I do think you're taking the piss.
I'm not. Genuinely the most handsome streamer on Twitch. I'm not even joking. You're a good-looking man.
Thank you.
And you got the
It's
voice.
all the lighting. It's all the lighting.
Listen, whatever it takes. I'm not against CGI to improve our aging features. Can we get a shout out in the chat for Kip, please? Because Kip does. Well, I just saw that you said you were streaming on. You'd left Twitch. What is this?
Yeah, I sort of stopped Twitch for a bit and I went on YouTube, but YouTube's not very good for streaming. So I'm back on Twitch.
Why? What were the downsides of streaming on YouTube? It's hard to monetize.
Well, no, it's not because I've got like a YouTube channel that's sort of monetized anyway.
Okay.
But it's like the disconnect protection. If the stream goes a bit wonky, it just ends.
Okay.
And that's a bit shit because I live in the countryside and the broadband's not very good.
Okay.
So I'm back on Twitch and streaming.
We ended the show in a very strange way last night, Catherine and I, and people we stayed around afterwards after the stream had ended and watched the chat because the chat carries on. People were very upset with us.
Why? What did you do?
Catherine read a spooky story.
Right.
I put some reverb on her voice and then started showing a silent black and white film while she was reading this spooky story, and then we just ended.
That sounds brilliant.
Thank you, Kip.
That's a masterpiece.
And the reason we just ended is because so many people in the chat were getting pissed off with the reverb. So like people going, the reverb's too much, I can't hear it. This is boring. I'm off for a cup of tea. So every time I saw a comment like that, I turned the reverb up a little bit. And then when Kath finished the story, I said, look at these ungrateful bastards in the chat. Should we just go? And she went, yeah, go on then. And so we just ended it. And it was wonderful. It was wonderful.
I like that. That's a bit surreal. It's like the end of a Monty Python film.
Thank you. And we're going to be doing a whole lot more of that.
Good. Do it.
Oh,
don't always pander to the audience.
This is it, Kip. This is the thing. Pandering, listen, we want to entertain, but we also want to please ourselves. We want to pop off.
Exactly. Do you know what? That's something I've been doing a lot more on Twitch. Instead of like doing what the chat are telling me to do and take it in the direction I want to do it, I just do what I like.
Yeah.
And I feel a lot happier for it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. This is the key that Catherine and I have had a rebirth in as much as when we got taken off, we got suspended. We got banned, we got banned, and then we got the ban overturned. That's what we're telling people.
Yeah, I saw that. Naughty.
Yeah. So, but it was the best thing that could have happened to us because it gave us a break. We were kind of getting into a routine, and it really made us think. And it made me think, I've been swearing too much, so I can bring that back. That's great. I then dreamt that we had different themed days, and I woke up and I said, Catherine, I know what we have to do. It's different themed days.
Yeah.
But also it was becoming a job, and we want it. We were losing our fun, so we want to have fun.
No, I completely agree. I really think that is the best way forward. Just to take it where you want it to go and just see what happens.
Yeah. What's going on with you, man?
I'm sort of, I'm popping off on YouTube. I like that last expression.
He was good, wasn't he? That guy.
Yeah. Do you know what? I was half expecting that to be a bit of a crank. And he actually turned into a really nice guy.
Withheld numbers, I'm always cautious of, and I have to hover over the fader because we do get a lot of white supremacists calling. We still do. But I think this is why I've changed in the titles of the streams to just call me, because I think people see it and go, this can't be real. I think he was just testing it to see if it was real, and he was surprised that actually it was real.
Yeah. No, I think it's quite interesting just to sort of stick a number up and say, call me.
Yeah.
And see what happens. But I think you're better at handling that than I would be.
Well, it's just like we're chatting now, though.
Yeah, I guess so. But, you never know who you might get.
But also, I mean, yes, I have 20 years of experience of doing a phone show, so I have a few tricks up my sleeve. The fader, I do have it's harder here to kind of cut someone off quickly than it is on the radio because I've got a mixer here, but the phone calls don't come through this mixer, so I'm having to click a mouse and drag something, which kind of, it adds an extra. It's like a quarter of a second, but that's enough to get the second syllable of a racist word out.
You should get you could get a Stream Deck and just mute the audio. You just press a button. That's what I've got.
Well, I've got a Stream Deck. What? I can just press a button and mute the audio?
Yeah, if you've got, you can just deactivate an audio source. You can just.
What? I can just press. All right. Well, I'm setting that up in a minute. Thank you.
Yeah,
Kit.
yeah. No, it's really simple to do. So I sort of had Discord chat through my stream.
Yeah.
And I've just got a button to turn it on and off.
Well, what button would that Where would that be? I've got Stream Deck open. Hang on.
Okay, let's. Well, it's actually it's in the Stream Deck software. Sorry, my dog's barking.
That's all right. I don't apologise for your dog barking. It's nature. Right. So I've got Stream Deck open. Right. So I need to assign a key.
Yeah. So you need to go into. Need to. You've got like on the bar on the right hand side with the different bits of software. And
I'm
stuff.
there.
So go to. I assume you're using Streamlabs OBS.
Streamlabs OBS, sir. Yes. This is a great lesson for streamers
Mixer
at home.
Audio.
Let me go. Mixer Audio. I'm dragging it over. Yeah.
And then you can just choose which to activate or deactivate an audio source.
Shut up. My favourite part of Stream Deck is making the little pictures.
Oh, yeah, I like doing that as well. I like doing that.
That's my favourite part. Right, so mute Skype, I've called it, and then no. But then its collection is in scenes. All right. And then that's my desktop audio is Skype. Hang on. Brand new mixer. Desktop audio. All right. So hang on a second. All right. So
he's muted himself now.
What, have I?
Yeah, you muted yourself for a second.
No, okay, but I'm there now. All right. But so I've titled Mute Skype. Collection, scenes, source, desktop audio. And then if I just press it, that's just going to mute it.
Yeah,
no. I'm doing it.
Is this entertainment for the people watching?
Screw them. Talk to me. It worked! They can't hear you! Can you hear Kip? Kip, say it. Kip, this is a real risk, guys. Would you mind dropping a swear word, please? Did you hear that? Did you hear what I'm unmuting you now. So come back. Kip, this is interesting, right? Because I didn't know that. I was about to make some highlights. The stream was going to be me clipping some highlights from yesterday's show and whinging about not whinging, talking about Patreon. But this is great, and there'll be people watching this who didn't hear it, who didn't know this as well. This is wonderful.
There you go. See, I feel like I've helped you. I feel like I've been a worthwhile caller.
You genuinely have helped me. Of course, you're a worthwhile caller. It's nice to see you. Anything else going on for you at the moment?
No, just if people want to follow me on Twitch, that'd be great. Can
we have another shout out? We had a shout out. Let's get another shout out, please. We love Kip. Why was it? I've lost mute Skype. There we go. I need to make some pictures later on. Can we get a shout out, please? Gatford says he's banning you. So
rude, Gatford.
Rude, Gatford. When are you next on, man?
I think tomorrow morning. Yeah, tomorrow morning at 10.
What camera? This is so geeky. What camera are you using, brother?
So I've got two cameras. I've got the Canon EOS M50, that one, and then I've got another one which is a Logitech Brio 4K one for when I'm gaming.
I mean, we've got the Lumix GH5.
Okay, yeah.
Which is great.
It is.
I'm tempted to get a little Sony, but I started filming bits again yesterday with my what camera is this? This is the Canon G7X, which you can't stream with, but it films great. And I bought this a couple of years ago when me and Catherine did the show in New York, and then because I saw that apparently a lot of YouTubers use this.
Yeah.
And then, but then I'd kind of forgotten about it because we got this Lumix, and then I saw an Australian YouTuber who plays Pokemon a lot. I can't remember his name. And he was filming with this, but he was using the microphone on this. And I thought, no, hang on a minute. The microphone on this will be terrible.
Yeah.
It's not. It's a great microphone. So I made a little film yesterday, which I'll show in a second.
Oh, okay, cool.
And I'm going to do some more little films.
Yeah, I've recently got a Sony ZV-1. There it is. And this is called a vlogging camera.
Yeah.
And it is specifically for vlogging, and I've been using this, and it is wonderful. It's so good.
What a world we're living in. Right now, I need to work out. Hang on, I need to work out. There, nice one, Chip. Nice to talk to you, mate. Chip. Nice one, Chip. I'm going to call you Chip from now on, Kip. See you later on. Ta-ra. Bye. With Ian Lee. Chip. It's Kip. Go and check his stream out. There it is. Thank you. It's a really good stream. Thoroughly recommend it. Here we go. Oh, look at this. We're getting the call. Michael, I'm going to come to you in a second. We've got Daniel here. Hey, Daniel.
Hello. Oh, let me mute you on Twitch. Hello.
Hello, daytime friend.
Hello. How are you?
No, what do we say?
Hello, daytime friend.
There we go. Have we seen each other before? I know we've spoken, but have I seen your eyes before, your face?
Yeah, no, this is a first time for me.
It is. It is because obviously I recognise the voice, and I know you've called us many times. And I'm thinking, but I can't. Of course, I have facial dyslexia, which means I don't recognise faces, self-diagnosed. But we haven't seen each other. Lovely to see you, and you're high above London, the city of London.
I wish I was high above the city of London.
Tell me about it. How can we help you? How can I help you today, Daniel?
No, I'm just thought I'd ring up to see how you're doing.
I'm all right. All right. People are upset that Big Boy hasn't come back. Big Boy's the stray cat. I'm a little bit upset, but I knew it was a risk when I let him out, and he's kind of disappeared, and that's fine.
But it was good that you took him in, though, and you looked after him. Love. You know what I mean? So that's your good deed.
I showed him love. I could have, part of me thinks I should have kept him a bit longer. I don't know if he was ever going to be tameable or a house cat. I don't know if that was ever a possibility. So I did what I did, and he came back for a couple of days for some food and then went, and now I've not seen him. That's okay.
Aww.
I hope he's okay, but he's a very street savvy cat. So now look, Computer Jones may be about to get banned here. Let's just see. He's posted a video to the Jacksons Blame It on the Boogie. Computer Jones, very close to getting banned. Very close. Just chill out. But I'm okay. I'm having a little... I'm a little bit down compared to how I was the last few days, but I'm writing my own script again, and my own script was I'm going to come on and do a little bit of... I'm going to be creative. I'm going to make some stuff. I'm going to do this podcast. I'm going to talk about Patreon, and we're going to be live. How are you doing? More importantly, Dan.
I'm doing a lot better. I took the big decision to stop streaming on the platform that you're on.
Okay.
And I've moved to a different platform altogether now.
May I ask why you made that decision and where you've gone?
Yeah, of course. I don't mind. I'm not bothered. But yeah, so at the minute, I feel like with Twitch, there's more streamers than viewers at the minute.
There has been an explosion, yeah.
Because obviously during lockdown 1 and the lockdown we've just come out of, people are taking up streaming, which is fine. It's a hobby, it's a career.
Just remind me, I've got to play adverts, otherwise I get told off. So I'm going to play some adverts, but don't worry, if you're a sub, you shouldn't see these adverts. They keep sending me stroppy emails. Not actually, they keep sending me very, very polite emails saying, you've not met your ad quota this month, Ian, and we're going to have to penalise you for that. So if you're a sub, you shouldn't see these ads. If you're not, you will. Sorry, carry on, man. So it's popping off on Twitch. There's been an explosion.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't get nearly as many views as you do, which I'm not bothered about. I don't do it for the viewers. I do it because it helps me manage my autism, and I just play Minecraft to my heart's content, and I'm not bothered if I get one viewer. But you start to get lost in the world of Twitch because there's so many streamers. Yeah. And like I say, streamers are outnumbering the viewers at the minute. So I moved to a platform called DLive. No, I haven't. Trovo even. Whoops, got the wrong brand there. So Trovo, they deal with crypto. It's a form of cryptocurrency as well.
Okay.
And I did a first stream there a couple of days ago, and I averaged 20 viewers in my first ever stream.
There you go. Well, that's fantastic.
Well, that's more than I've ever had on Twitch.
What's it called? Trovo?
Trovo. Trovo.
Trovo. There was someone who kept trying to persuade me to go over to another stream, and maybe it was that. We'll have a little look at that. Oh, look at that. It's set up. The front page, it looks identical to Twitch, doesn't it? But, okay, we'll have a little look at that in a minute.
Trovo, it's like there's a software. So obviously we all know what Microsoft Office is.
Yeah.
There's a piece of software out there called OpenOffice, which is as close to Microsoft Office as legally possible.
Okay, I like that. Yes.
Microsoft tried to take OpenOffice to court in America, saying that they copied Microsoft, and the judge ruled, no, OpenOffice have not copied you at all. But OpenOffice is just that little bit below the line where it's legal.
Yeah,
Which
yeah.
is what Trovo have done with their layout and
Brilliant.
how the platform looks.
Apparently,
So,
if in music, if you do, thank you, Kip, for this up. If you you can copy a song for 7 notes, and if you get to the 8th note that's identical, then it's copyright infringement. But if it's 7, it's not copyright infringement. It's just below that level. And I know that because Frank Sidebottom did a rip-off of the Star Wars theme.
yeah.
But he did like the first 7 notes, and then the 8th note it went and changed it completely. But that's how you get the 7-note rule. DJ Dan's in the house. DJ Dan knows about this. The 7-note rule. I'm glad it's real.
Well, the thing is, with obviously with Twitch and with streaming on Twitch, YouTube, whatever, those sort of big platforms, you can't play copyrighted music because you get DMCA'd and you get told off. You're a naughty, naughty boy.
Naughty.
Whereas with Trovo, you're allowed to play it. They're not as harsh because at the end of the Trovo's argument is that it's fair use.
Yeah. I agree. I would agree.
Yeah. I mean, I think Twitch have been a bit harsh with the DMCA strikes they've been giving out because it's been quite a few.
I think a lot of it is automated, so it kind of comes down. I think Twitch also have to be really careful because I don't know if there's been a test case yet. But if there were a test case where Sony BMG said, right, we're going to sue the late night alternative for repeatedly playing our copyrighted music. And if that went to court, I mean, this would never happen, but if that then went to court and Sony won, then Twitch would be absolutely screwed. And so I think Twitch have to err on the side of caution because they would be liable, I will be liable. There we go.
Yeah, but it's also the fact that Twitch are letting certain individuals that shouldn't be allowed to stream on the platform, they're allowing to stream on the platform.
Hey, please don't speak about my good friend Catherine Boyle like that. She has a checkered past.
I would never do that to lovely Catherine.
Dave says fair use is bullshine. Well, what? What are you talking about, Dave? It's not. How do you think TV shows like Saturday Kitchen or something get to show clips of movies? You can't just show a clip of. You can't just. Fair use is a myth. That's fair dealing. I don't know what fair use is. Fair dealing is when you show. I could show a clip of a movie, right? And if we just showed it, then that's breaking copyright. But if we show it and go, well, look at this movie. Have a look at this scene, and you'll see here that's fair dealing. Don't know what fair use is. Anyway.
But also, you see talk about fair use and fair dealing and stuff. You see ITV and other networks show a clip from a movie, but always in the bottom left or top right, they have the name of the movie and what studio it's from.
Yep.
That means so they can play 30 seconds of that, and that's okay.
Yeah.
Because they've credited the movie in the studio.
Yep. There's different levels of it.
With Twitch, certain content creators shouldn't be allowed on the platform, but Twitch are allowing on the platform.
Amaranth, the racist.
No, his name's Onision. And I don't know if your chat's heard of Onision.
Who's Onision?
He's an interesting character. He's had Chris Hansen Investigates go after him. Now Chris Hansen's is he the
paedophile hunter?
He is, yes.
And we're not saying that Onision is a paedophile, but Chris Hansen's to catch a predator, isn't he? Yeah.
Yes, I'm not saying Onision is one of those, but Chris Hansen has done an active investigation into Onision. And Onision had been allegedly very defensive.
Okay, let's be careful. Let's be careful where we're going. Yeah. We'll all go and have a little look later on. Well, I hope it goes well for you, Dan. My brother.
You can call me Dan. You can call me anything you want. I'll answer to most things.
All right, dipshit.
Thank you very much.
Dan, is that
beauty?
Oh, daytime friends. Dan, lovely to see you. I'm going to take another call. Take care, mate.
See you, mate. Bye.
See you later. Bye-bye. We missed Michael calling in. Welcome. This is with Ian Lee. Oh, it's got a little bit psychedelic there. Sorry. Now, Twitch have introduced a service, haven't they, where you can play some music. Does anyone know anything about that? Daytime dipshits. Does anyone know anything about that? Ring him, but Michael's not there. Okay, Michael's not answering. Mike, if you want to call in, you can. 0203 286 6370. We have some business to attend to. Oh, by the way, so I've been making new films with this. Do you want to see the film that I made for the late night? Oh, and Michael's calling in. Let me get this. Hello, Michael. Oh, there we go. He's muting the stream. Look at that. Look at that jumper, that beard, the hair with the flecks of grey in it, that clean carpet, those plastic boxes full of, it would look like bags of fish that you'd get at a fair. That TV. Your apartment is looking great, Michael. Oh, he's listening on the Twitch stream. Michael, can you hear me? Michael, am I doing this right? No, because you cannot hear. Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Yeah,
can you hear me?
He's just typed on the screen. Am I doing this right? No, you cannot hear. No heary. Hello, mate. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks.
Can we talk? Go on. What you tell me what you're going to say, and then I'm going to tell you what I would like to talk about.
Oh, sorry. No. Please, you first.
We finished season 3 of Rock of Love.
Oh, it's so good.
There will be spoilers coming up, guys. There will be spoilers. You were right. It is the most insane series I have ever seen in my life.
Yeah, because season 2, I enjoyed season 2, but it was a bit well behaved compared.
Yeah.
Like he ended up with some quite good girls. But season 3, oh my god, crazy.
Have you done any digging into the background of it? Because I have now.
Yeah.
You know he had a girlfriend through all of that.
Bret Michaels.
Bret Michaels from Poison had a girlfriend. At least in season 2, he had a girlfriend and had an open relationship. Well,
if it's open.
A lot of the girls didn't know who it was going to be. Some of them thought it was Tommy Lee they were going to be meeting. And do you know who? Did you listen to the show last night?
I've missed the last few. I'm sorry.
Oh, then you don't know who we've got on the show on Friday.
Oh! Is it Lacey?
Lacey will be on the show.
I saw something
10
on
o'clock
Twitter and I was like,
on Friday on Zoom. Odie, thank you for the sub. Dear viewer, we have got Lacey from Rock of Love coming on the show on Friday. I've been emailing her, and she's really charming. She's got a podcast, Talk of Love, right?
Right, okay.
Which is, it covers that whole thing. So it covers Rock of Love, Daisy of Love, Charm School, and Flavour of Love. So I've only listened to a bit of one episode, but there are episodes where it's just guests from Rock of Love. So I was listening to one with Christy Joe from season 2, and this is where I've learned all this stuff about Bret Michaels having a girlfriend. Do you know what, Computer Jones? I'm bored of you now. So, my mouse has died. Can someone block Computer Jones, please? Because let's just block that guy because he's getting on my nerves. But also, Christy Joe said there were loads of episodes where she was crying, right? And she said, generally, if I was crying, that means off camera, I'd said to the producers, I want to leave. I don't like this. And the producers would then wave a contract at me and say, if you leave, we'll sue you for $1 million. God. She'd burst into tears. They'd start filming. What a show. What a show.
Yeah. I can't imagine the producers care at all for their mental health.
Well, they're treated. There are so many that are obviously alcoholics. I would imagine, and this is me guessing, but there are some that have got histories of abuse. Some that have obviously got some really young women that have got issues with their dad. And but what a show.
Yeah, I know. I do feel guilty that I find it so entertaining, I gotta say.
Yep.
Whenever you were first talking about it, Vicky, who sometimes watches, said, oh, can we watch this? And I thought, I'm not watching Rock of Love with Bret Michaels. Why would I do that? One episode in, I was hooked. And then she said, do you want to watch Daisy of Love? And I was like, I'm not watching Daisy of Love. Oh my God, Ian, Daisy of Love is incredible.
Because I've watched the opening several times. Because I've shown it to different people, where it's the group of guys, and then then that weird Ricky Richtenberger comes out, and then Daisy comes out and sings, and that's as far as I have watched. By the way, someone remind me tonight. I must get Catherine to do her Daisy impression. She does an incredible. Well, I can't do it. She does an amazing impression. Daisy of Love. All right. Well, we're going to watch the reunion of season 3 tonight. Then we're into Daisy of Love. Flavour of Love, worth the time of day.
Vicky has said this to me. Should we watch Flavor of Love? And I'm like, no. I think Rock was enough.
Apparently, a girl does a poo on the living room floor.
I'm in. Okay, I'm in.
This is what I've heard. This is the rumor I've heard.
You might have sold me on it. I'll give it a go and I'll report back to you.
How may we help you this morning? Oh, sorry. Hello, daytime friend.
Hello, daytime friend.
There we go.
I thought I was really happy actually to see you were on during the day because I've been working from home since March, and I won't lie, it has its own benefits.
Yeah.
I can kind of cram all my work in and play some games or stream when I should be working at 5:30 or whatever. But I know the lockdown ended today, but I'm finding this lockdown a lot harder because during the first one, I wasn't in the house alone all the time.
Right.
And this one, I'm just like, it sounds so sad to say, but I'm quite lonely. And there's nowhere to go. I can't see anyone. And I know this is a really common, I know this isn't a unique situation, but yeah, it's the first time I've kind of thought to myself, God, I'm really lonely.
So
it seems so sad to say that.
Do you live with your partner?
Yeah, I do.
And she's going out to work.
Yeah, so Vic, her name's Vicky. She got a new job about 5 weeks ago. So she's in the office Monday to Friday, and I thought I'd be fine because I'm surrounded. I've got video games. I can watch Netflix. I've got all these things, and in the past I was never a person who got bored. I'd always find something to do, but now I'm feeling kind of lonely, and that seems like such a sad thing to say, because I've got friends I can speak to online. I do have a partner who I live with. I can go and get some groceries, but yeah, it's just a weird one. I'm not totally down about it, but it's just something I thought about in the last couple of days.
It is very common, but that doesn't in any way. I'm not saying in any way to detract what you're going through. I never like that thing. Well, there are people worse off than you. That's bullshit.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going through what I'm going through, and it's painful for me. David Turner says, I can relate to this. Loneliness hit me like a ton of bricks this time round. I think this lockdown is different to the first one. The first one was novel. It was unique. There was once I got into it, the first 2 or 3 weeks, I really struggled. I was really flat. But once I got into it, I kind of enjoyed parts of it. But also, it's very strict. You can only go out for an hour. This one's been a little bit more fluid. It's not been quite a lockdown, but it's still had that distance from people, and this has been going on for 10 months. 10 months we've kind of had this.
It's like there's no punctuation at the moment. It's just going on and on and on, and you can't really see when it ends. So it's kind of nice. I'm a fan of Christmas, so at least we have Christmas and the trees up, and that kind of adds this, something to the end of the year. But it's just, how long is it?
Do you not? Because I see an ending now.
I mean, yeah, it's great news about the vaccine.
And the news today is that they're going to start dishing it out next week, which is incredible.
Yeah, I think. It might sound selfish to say, but I think finding out that we're still in a tier 3 area here was a bit of a bummer.
Yeah, of course.
I have simple pleasures. I don't have great needs. I'm happy to just go for a coffee and sit in a cafe or get a meal with Vicky, but it's just the fact that we can't even really do that.
No.
And between the both of us, I'm the depressed one. Vicky's the overly anxious one, and sometimes we need to get out and do things just to kind of take the pressure off, and we're missing that at the moment.
You make a good point as well about having all the DVDs and the video games and all of that stuff. That stuff, when it comes down to it, that stuff's nothing. That's an hour and a half distraction.
Yeah.
That's it. It doesn't fill that void, and this is a thing that I've kind of been realizing for a couple of years now. Every time I buy, it's that thing of buying something. You know, last week I got a PlayStation 5 and I got a new laptop. One thing I needed, one thing I wanted. Neither of them made me happy. The thing that made me the happiest was my slippers I got from Marks and Spencer's. This was pure joy, pure joy getting these. And the other things arrived and I opened them and went, you know, that's that. And I think some of us, remember at the start of this, people were saying, well, I think it's going to make us a better society. Bollocks. But I think some of us will come out of this fundamentally changed in the realization that the stuff that we have around us is nice, but that's it. It's human contact and also physical contact. You know, I'm used to going to AA and NA meetings. NA, actually, not so much AA. AA, you'll kind of shake hands. NA, it's hugs. You go in and you get a hug from people that you've not seen for ages or people you've never met before. Hi, Ian, nice to meet you. You get a big hug. And I love that. And I'm getting hugs from my kids. Me and Kath are sneaking the odd hug every now and then. If one of us is struggling, don't tell Matt Hancock that. But you're right. That thing of sitting in opposite 2 or 3 people and having a coffee and going, well, what happened to you today? Yeah, that's so important to us.
Yeah, because before this, I was never with friends. I was never a very tactile person. I wasn't much of a hugger. But,
right. Okay.
Oh my God, I just want to see my friends and be like, hey, high five, hug, whatever. And just catch up. It's weird. Yeah. Like I say, I know so many people will feel this, and I'm not presenting anything new here, but yeah, just something I realized in the last few days. It's loneliness is setting in.
Yeah. It's loneliness is something I've talked about on the air before, and it was kind of and I felt a bit embarrassed talking about it on the radio show about 3 or 4 years ago when I think my marriage was definitely over there. And I felt really embarrassed talking about it. And then the number of people, men predominantly, but some women, but I would say 80-20 men, would come up to me at the end of a Rabbit Hole show or something and say, yeah, that thing you said about loneliness. They'd kind of take me to one side away from Catherine because they felt embarrassed about it. That thing you said about loneliness, that's me. And they didn't want anything. They just wanted to acknowledge that. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry you're feeling like that. Is there anything I can do to help?
You know what, actually, I know the past couple of calls have been quite Twitch heavy, but I have realized Twitch has been such a tonic in 2020. I never really used it until you came on the platform, but so instead of listening to the radio and it's in the background, I feel like with Twitch, if there's a bit of interaction and there's a bit of back and forth, and that feels a bit like company. So that's been quite nice. And I started streaming, and it's not big numbers, but a couple of people will come on and talk, and it's nice to talk to people on that. So I think Twitch has been a godsend for 2020. And what the previous caller said, there has been a huge boom because I think a lot of people have realized what a good platform it is for this year.
I think so. Twitch and Zoom have been the things which makes me think, I wonder if those guys are behind this. It's so much of a coincidence, isn't it?
I'm convinced the toilet paper companies were behind it.
Oh man, and you're right, and this is why what you said, and actually what Daniel was saying before, which is why at the end of most of the shows, we didn't do it last night because we wanted to annoy people, but we go and do a raid. But we try and find someone that perhaps fits into the late night alternative kind of worldview. And by that, it's normally someone slightly geeky and slightly artistic. But to highlight that there are other people out there doing stuff. It's not just Limmy playing, whatever, which is great. Limmy's great. And I still go in there. It's not just, people playing Fortnite or Call of Duty. It is, God, it's going to chuck it down in a minute. It is other artistic, dare I say it, sometimes lonely people. And the connection, albeit through this screen, is there. And it's the best we got at the moment. So you're right. I think kind of find that and cling on to that until... So here's what we're going to do. At some point, I mean, we're told that hopefully by Easter that the vaccine will be readily available. As soon as that shit is in my arm, we are organising... games of tag all over the country. We are organising. Catherine and I will all be organised. We're going to do it in London. We're going to do it in Manchester. We're going to do it in Liverpool. We're just going to drive up, have a game of tag, maybe get a Mackie D's, then come back home. There'll be no live shows, none of that. But we're doing it. Although saying that, Michael, we want to take the late night alternative to people's houses. So I don't know if you're up for that when the vaccines are up and running. If we could do the show from your house one night.
You're very welcome here.
That's happening, man. You're our first booking.
You're very welcome.
It's nice to talk to you, man. Give us a call anytime.
Yeah, you too. Thanks very much.
See you later on.
Take care.
Bye-bye. Okay, we've missed a couple of calls, so let me do those in the order they came. Oh, hang on. Let me take this call first, and then, Dave, I'm going to come to you. Hello? Oh, hello. There's a face. There's a face. Hang on a minute. I've got to press it.
There is.
I got
you
press...
don't interview me, though, I don't think, yet, so it's the first time I've been on here.
Oh, wait, look at this. Hang on. I've got to press the button. This is all in... There we go. How you doing, man? Stuart, how you doing?
Yes, hi. Are you okay?
I'm all right, thank you. I'm all right. What's going on?
Well, I just thought I'd call in because I just wanted to say thank you so much. I know it's a bit of a cliche thing to say, but given the late night alternative, it's been brilliant, and it's come up to about 2 years. It's a slight war story, this, but
go on.
2 years ago, since I was very near through sort of suicidal ideation to taking my own life.
Wow.
And I think, just on reflection, given you and Kath's input and a lot of the callers, I know Alistair, for instance, and a couple of the calls have been amazing in terms of the stories they've shared. I think I've been able to look at it and think I need to be more honest, have more humility, and look at what changes I can make. Because I know you've both sort of mentioned about purpose and validation from strangers recently.
Yeah.
I think that's something that I've struggled with a little bit. And I'm thinking, why do I need to do that? Because even looking at this, it's like, as you've said before, it's not like we're friends or I'm many friends with the callers, but I suppose I'm looking at it and thinking I'm learning about boundaries and but using resources where possible as well, and thinking, what could I take from that? Could I be honest in situations with people? And thank you. It's just been really, really useful to have this as a bit of a tool, because I think...
Hang on, did he just call me a tool? Who is this guy? Who is this joker?
I know, cheeky. I know, it's terrible. But like the last caller just mentioned as well, I think it's when you're feeling lonely and like having the impact of the lockdown as well, it can be really difficult to sort of reach out to people. So it's just been really, really useful. I was just going to ask you though, because you mentioned about purpose. Yeah. Are you feeling like you've got a purpose at the moment? And given what you talked about Twitch as well, is that okay to ask?
It is okay to ask. No, I'm pausing because I'm giving it the consideration that deserves. Do I think I've got a purpose? I have different purposes. So the kind of I guess one of the main ones is the purpose of being a dad and trying to set a good example to my boys. So that is kind of one of the key ones. Do I feel I have a purpose outside of that? No, is the short answer. No, I don't. Really, and it's lovely hearing stories like yours and Kip and all these. It's lovely hearing these stories. Do I feel that's my purpose? I don't anymore, because I'm going through this transition thing of going to college and realizing that actually there is, when I finish this course in a year and a half now, there is a whole world of potential and possibility out there that might not involve this. It might involve it, but it might not. It's really hard to put into words because it's something I'm really working on at the moment. One of the things that I've always done for the last 20 years is I've defined myself by my job. If people say, who are you? I go, I'm a TV presenter for the start, or I'm a radio host. I don't go, I'm a Twitch streamer. So now that kind of that definition is gone, I feel that it's really hard to explain, and you've asked it at a really strange time in my relationship with who I am and what my career is and what I am, because I don't know. So do I feel I have a purpose beyond being a dad? No. I think there is a purpose out there for me, but I don't know what it is yet.
But I suppose having like Big Boy as well, that gave you a kind of a purpose, didn't it? I mean, do do you think that's something that shows you can sort of form a purpose in that sense? It's a good starting point.
One of the things I'm learning through the tiny bit of existentialism that I've looked at, right, is that we have different. There is no meaning of life. The meaning. What is the meaning of life? There is no meaning. We make our own meanings, and we could have 20 meanings going on at the same time, and then some will finish and new ones will start. So my meaning today is. I'm doing this, and then I've got to edit a podcast, and then I've got to do some stuff. Then I've got to go and do a show tonight. That's my meaning for today. The bigger meaning is I've got to look after the kids and feed the cats. The bigger meaning, I don't know. But so I'm not worried that I don't have a purpose at the moment beyond cats and kids. I'm not worried about that because I now know that a purpose will show itself. The Phantom Vapor says, stop being depressing, guys. I don't think we are being depressing. Au contraire, I think this is really powerful, enlightening stuff. And I want to say this to you, Stuart, I'm glad you're not dead. I'm glad that you didn't take your life 2 years ago, because you are a good person. You are a good man. On a selfish level, we wouldn't be having this phone conversation now. On another selfish level, we're losing too many people. So I'm glad. I'm really grateful that you didn't kill yourself, to put it as bluntly as that.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, and also you've inspired me to do the counselling course as well online. So I really appreciate that. Yeah, it's with Nescott College. I've just finished the first sort of 4 units. It's the level 2 counselling certificate.
Right.
So hopefully I get a decent bit of feedback from that. I mean, it's brilliant. It's so enlightening because it really helps me to look at where I can improve. And you were saying recently about when you've had like relationships ending and things like that, you would be sort of looking at deflecting and taking away responsibility. And I've done that.
Yeah.
So I look at a lot of my exchanges and thinking, I get really angry about this and thinking, it's their fault. Well, no, it's my part. And I think the biggest thing I've learned from you and Kath actually is acknowledge your part, have that humility, because my God, the honesty I can then have with myself and through others in that regard is really improving my sort of outlook on life, to be honest.
Yeah.
So it's really good. And you were saying about being defined about a job. I've started a new job, the NHS this week, and I think I'm already, really getting myself really engrossed in it. But it's funny what your last caller was saying about obviously having being lonely and, being in lockdown. And I was thinking, I was obviously at a similar state when I was in lockdown and, was on furlough and thinking, I'm going to enjoy this free time. And then now, a couple of months on, I was like, I feel really lonely. But getting back into the job.
Everyone was going to learn a foreign language. Everyone was going to write a book. Everyone was going to become an artist, and instead we all just sat around and caned Netflix. That was it, and put on weight. That was it.
Yeah, that was me. Actually, I went the other way. I did a lot of running, but at the same time, I think I was kind of worrying if I would actually put on weight. But yeah, you're right, and it works for different people. It's individual experience. I think for me, though, I've noticed that already in these first couple of days, I could easily get into that sort of dependency of thinking, my job defines me a little bit, because I like to be so detailed and engrossed in what I'm doing. But like you said with like Twitch recently with your streams, just do it for the fun of it. I'm trying to do that. It's a bit of a gradual process. I think I've always thought, because my dad's been so sort of engrossed in sort of you have to work and be at this job. He was at the BBC for like 35, 40 years.
What did he do at the BBC?
He was at, do you know Bush House?
Yeah,
he's now broadcasting. Yeah. He was doing a lot of sort of tech type stuff. So he was like, working the desks and things like that. But he's now doing IT stuff, some more systems.
Because my dad was at the BBC for a long time.
Yeah,
a different department.
Yeah, props was it?
He was in charge of the props until he got done for nicking loads of the props. that's his legacy.
That's a story to tell.
Yeah.
Wow. But I mean, I think jobs wise, I just want to be free of being defined. So I think what you've said about just streaming for the fun of it, I'm trying to do that in my job where I'm thinking I'm writing for the fun of it. If I'm doing like communication stuff or whatever, or if I'm doing anything outside of that, just do it for the fun of it. Because already I can see with like the running I've been doing. And actually, I've mentioned so many tangents in this phone call, but you've kind of half inspired me with when you're doing the Samaritan stuff.
Yeah.
I've run 60 miles just before I started the job in this week. 60 miles in about 2 weeks. The Samaritans have raised about 235 quid. So again, thank you for inspiring me to do that as well. It's nice to
thank you, man.
So.
Thank you, man. We love the Samaritans. They saved my life On at
Yeah.
least 2 occasions, they just talked me off the ledge. What was I gonna? You talked about the course. Here's my concern about the course I'm doing. It's not. It was recommended to me by. I'll say it was recommended by Annabelle Giles, who was a TV presenter and is now a counsellor and a therapist. And I don't know her, but she saw that I was looking at it. And she said, "Oh, here's the course I did. I did it with these people, but they've now set up on their own, and I really recommend them." And but the problem I have with it is it's not a recognised course yet. They're getting recognition, but it's not yet. So it isn't any. It's not a level. You talked about level 2. It's not level 2, 3. It's not a level.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And so my concern, I'm going to have a chat with them on Thursday. I mean, I'm in now and I'm loving it. But I don't quite know what that will mean when I qualify. I'll have to sit a BACP exam so I can be part of the BACP. Yeah. But I don't quite know what that means. If I will come out and I will go for, I think you've got to be level 5 or 6 to like do agency work and stuff like that. Whether an agency will look at it and go, well, this is what is this? This isn't anything. So that's my kind of concern. And of course, instead of directly addressing it with the people in charge, I'm sitting on it and letting it fester. And I need to. And I've got a one-to-one session with them on Thursday, so I'll ask about it on Thursday. But that's my thing. And man alive, you learn a lot about yourself in those courses, don't you? Jesus.
Yeah, you do. God, yeah. I mean, the honesty that I think I need to sort of continue to work on, you know, when I've had like addiction struggles and things like that, it's just like, what's the fear of it? And you were saying about sitting on it. And I was really impressed with what you said recently about talking to your tutors about your addiction. I think that was really, really important because I mean, I've had
a relapse. Yeah.
Yeah, and that to have that honesty is amazing. And I feel like I've been spurned a little bit when I've been in workplaces by acknowledging what, again, is essentially a disability, having like anxiety and depression. So this first week, though, at my job, I feel like I'm probably going to mention it by the end of this week because they're so warm and, you know, sort of welcoming. But I think I've had that sort of feeling of being reluctant because I've been tainted by sort of past experience. So it's difficult to sort of manage, I suppose, for their business need, but also what I need from them. But I think honesty is the way forward, definitely. Hopefully the course goes all right. I was just going to say, hopefully the course goes okay.
Hopefully. I'm having a great time. I'm learning a lot and I'm in. Yeah. But I need to check that I can get a job at the end of it. And I think I can. It's just done a slightly different way. But the thing I know, but I still struggle with is that honesty, whenever I'm honest, it always benefits me and those around me. And I still struggle hanging on to that simple fact that has proven itself to me time and time again. Whenever I'm honest, even if it's about something painful, it always, immediately it might cause something. And as long as it's not an honesty saying, well, I think you look shit, as long as it's an honesty about me, I don't think you look shit, by the way. As long as it's a truth about me, it's always been for the better of me and ultimately for the people around. I don't normally like, saying who people look like, but who do people say that you normally? Who do people normally say you look like?
Me specifically.
Yeah, because I don't want to say it, and then you go, I get that all the time.
I think I've had probably not at the moment, but Matt Bellamy from Muse. I think.
No.
Yeah, I know.
I was going to say, I'm going to say Simon Farnaby.
Oh. Yeah.
From Horrid Histories.
Yes, I know you talk about. Yeah. Actually, I've not that one.
Have you not? Because I worked with Simon a few years ago on a terrible program, The Persuasionist. Really nice guy, really a stunning guy, by the way. Yeah. And just the whole thing, I'm sat there going, This is Simon Farnaby, obviously. This is Simon Farnaby, completely.
I love it. That's brilliant.
Listen, man, thank you for the call, Stuart. I'm glad you're doing well.
Thank you.
Let us know how the course goes.
Yeah, will do. And thanks for the call. Just wanted to sort of give my gratitude because it's been really, really impressive. Obviously, what you and Kath do, and obviously your show here. So thank you. Really appreciate it.
Who's the final question? Who's the best, me or Kath?
I can't answer that.
Get out of here! Get out of here, you little coward! This is with Ian Lee. Let me shut this door. There's a weird light out there. We missed some calls. Dave, I'm going to come to you in a second. I just want to call this person back. Hello, Random British Dude. Thank you for the sub. And lemons are lemony. We're all still feeling so chilled from your meditazione last night.
Hello.
Hello, this is Ian. Who's this?
Hello, Ian.
Who's this?
Oh, wouldn't you like to know?
Yes.
What?
You called me.
I didn't call you. You called me.
You called me first. Is this what's his name from Stoke Poges?
Who?
Is this Paul?
No.
Who's this then?
Have a guess.
I just guessed and I was wrong.
But this is awkward, isn't it?
No, not for me. Why is it awkward for you? What are you feeling right now?
Love.
Whereabouts is that expressing itself in your body? That's gushed out.
I did the Zen thing earlier.
What was the Zen thing?
It was the breathing.
Yeah, and on the in-breaths, were you also like inhaling drug cigarettes or beer?
No.
Okay.
How are you?
I'm very well, thank you.
Good. Glad to hear it. Long-time listener.
How many times have you called?
None. You called me.
You called me first. How would I have your number if you hadn't have called me?
Yeah, Skype, isn't it?
Yeah, so you called me first.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did. Maybe a long time ago.
No, you called me today. I can see it.
Well, anyway, so what? Still good fun. Go on, analyse me.
No.
Why?
Don't want to.
Why? Are we doing well?
I'm fine, thank you. What are you scared of?
Not a lot, really.
I don't believe you.
Really? Mm.
I think you're afraid.
Afraid?
Yeah, I do. You're safe here.
I'm sure I'm afraid, but yeah, okay.
We're all afraid of something.
Oh, I'll tell you something.
Yeah?
No, I can't.
Why can't you tell me?
Another day.
Oh, we were close to it then, weren't we?
Yeah, we were.
Why can't you say it? Why can't you say it today? Just say it. You'll feel better.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
No, I can't.
We had it there, didn't we? It was at the surface and then you pushed it back down.
No, I can't. Can't.
Okay, that's your choice. If you want to keep holding on to that rock rather than putting it down and standing a little bit
you're
straighter.
You're recording it, aren't you? You're recording it.
We're streaming it now.
See? I'll do
No
that.
no one knows who you are. No one knows your name. I've got your number, but I'm not going to do anything with it.
They do. Yeah.
You carry on carrying that.
Ian.
You carry on carrying that rock in your backpack, but know that you could put it down any time you wanted.
All right. Maybe one day. Okay. Well, I love you, Ian. I think you're great, and Kath as well. All right?
I'm worried about you going back to that pain as soon as you put this phone down.
I'm famous now, aren't I? Famous.
No, you're not.
Yeah, well, that's what you're doing, isn't it?
No, it's not what I do.
Yeah, it is. Next time.
And then next time, and then next time, and then next time he's gone. 6.5 minutes we were chatting there. We were that close to it. This is with me, Ian Lee. Yeah. Hello, Dave. Hey, look at this, man. Hello, daytime friend.
Hello, daytime friend.
Thank you. Jesus, I had to drag that out of you, you miserable git. What's your beef?
Hang on, I'm repeating on myself. Hang on. And not for the first. Hang on. Close down, you.
I will do no such thing. Oh, you're talking to them. Apologise.
That's it. Can you hear me now?
We've lost Dave. Dave.
Don't stop it.
Oh, don't stop it. Okay, I won't stop it. I'll carry on doing it.
Just to not the last guy, the guy before, I always find with my anxiety, honesty is always the best policy. Tell people about it, tell your friends about it, tell perfect strangers about it. If that helps you in that moment when you're feeling crap, to tell a perfect stranger, I have panic attacks, I have anxiety, just to let you know. That can just make all the difference.
How does it make a difference for you?
You suddenly feel relief. You feel like you're not alone in it. I've done it on trains when trains stop on the tube and
Have you gone up to a stranger on a train and said, "This is making me uncomfortable"?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's incredible. I'm saying wow as in I'm envious of your ability to be so authentic, because I've only ever had one panic attack, and I just had to go and hide. So that's quite inspirational hearing you say that.
Well, it's just that I know that you'll suddenly get a wave of relief. Literally, when you get a wave of relief, when things happen sometimes, you literally get a wave of relief of the actual physical feeling of I'm not alone. And also, with panic attacks, it's not dangerous, it's blah, 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 but, that's all, sort of in your head. But it's also in your head, I'm dying, know.
Yeah. And people are generally, I would imagine, I'm sorry, I'm just turning my heating off. That's why I'm looking at my phone. I can do it on my phone because I'm a celebrity. And people are generally receptive of that, I would imagine. I would be surprised if anyone said, "Oh, get stuffed, you weirdo."
Well, no, the best thing I ever did was tell everyone. They went, "Oh, that's why you do that," or "That's why I do that. I do that as well, and I don't know why I do it. I do that certain thing in certain situations." They say to me, "Is that anxiety? Is that is that?" Or I just thought that was something that I did. Or they say, "Yeah, I had it," or my girlfriend, or relative, and you just realise, yeah, everyone's just scraping by.
Yeah.
Too low. I always use the line Stephen Fry said, he's sure he missed a day at school where they explained how you cope with life. And he
Oh
was
God,
off
I've used that line. That's a really common line you hear in the rooms. Is people saying that you missed that important day where they taught you life and small talk and survival, and then you went back the next day and it was back to maths and physics.
You missed it, and so you've had to work it out for yourself. But one thing you said earlier really pissed me off. That's why I rang up.
Here we go. Did I say that Kate Bush was overrated?
Probably. No, it was the Rock of Love thing.
Oh yeah.
I'm not a fan of reality TV.
Yeah.
I didn't watch You in the Jungle. I'm not. When you said about the girl who was told, we got a contract, $1 million, that made her cry. They turned the cameras on, and you said, "What a show!"
What a show!
Yeah, I just think that's absolutely glib and.
Go on.
It's just that you said yourself that there are girls involved that are abused. They got daddy issues. They've got all this sort of stuff going on, and all the TV companies that care about is making good television. They don't really care what they do to make that television. That's why I don't like reality TV. I didn't like The Lion King because I thought it was exploiting those people and exploiting those animals, which is
Hang on, what was The Lion King?
Is it The Lion King? The Tiger King, sorry.
King. The Lion King's something different.
The Lion King, I hate those little cubs and everything, and James Earl Jones. No, I just find it. I can't watch those shows because I know what they do to people, and you've known what's come out of what's the Love Island. People have died. I just can't watch those things. And I just thought that was really glib and what a show was like. Just for a moment, I'm not,
Dave, I'm glad you're calling me out on it. I appreciate it because I'm feeling uncomfortable. And do you know why I'm feeling uncomfortable?
Because I've made you feel uncomfortable.
No, you haven't. Because you're right.
Yeah.
Because you're right.
But I totally understand why people watch them, and I know some people can disassociate those people. It's not, because it's reality. But then when you hear, and that's not the first time I've heard stuff from behind the scenes, you just think it's just manipulative to the point of cruelty, I think. And you could put this to the people, and they might say, I haven't heard the podcast. I don't know what that contestant said who was made to cry and then shown it on television and was, bullied,
Yep.
It's a big word, but bullied. I don't know if she's still dealing with that, and she probably is. And I just feel there's too much horrible sort of manipulation in the world to sort of celebrate it. But if you want to watch it, I've got no problem.
Why are you backing away from it? Carry on with what you're saying, because you're now kind of backing away from the excellent point that you've made, and you're kind of dismissing it slightly. And there's no need for you to dismiss it. You're right.
But I'm also quite a person who just says, your choice. You watch what you watch. It's the same with lots of things at the moment, with masks or vaccine. It's your choice. You do what you want, but you've got to prepared to take the consequences. And if, I say with a mask, if you are asymptomatic and you give someone else that, you've got to deal with, that person spent time in hospital or even died because of something I didn't do. That's a bit of a serious, taking it to its extreme. But with those programs, you say, if I watch them and someone is mentally hurt and has to spend a lot of time of their life dealing with that, am I okay with that? And
Dave, you've put us on hold. You're back.
Sorry, another call coming in. They can bugger off. Ooh.
It's Brett Michaels complaining.
Yeah. So did you lose me? I'm all right.
We got you back.
Yeah. So it's your choice, and if you want to, and it is a slight hope-based. So people say, it's only television. No.
It's not. It's people's lives.
Yeah, and there probably are. I'd like to hear a decent argument that isn't, we knew what we're getting into, because I don't think a lot of people do.
No. Having been in a reality TV show and having worked closely with another reality TV show, no. People Don't. If you're, I was surprised by what happened in there and the immediate aftermath. And I've been in the industry for 20 years, so these kids that are plucked off the street or wherever, they have got no idea. You're absolutely right. And this was, and my comment about what a show, that was tongue in cheek, but maybe it was too glib.
Yeah, well, it is what it is.
And it is something that me and Catherine have talked about while watching it. We have talked about how terrible it is, but we have carried on watching it. One place where we changed our behaviour, I used to really love Can't Pay, We'll Take It Away. Channel 5 poverty porn, where it was debt collectors. Yeah. And we used to watch it before the radio show. And then one day, I said, this is awful. It just clicked. This is awful. Other people's misery. Generally, the people in this show were good people. Every now and then you'd have an arsehole. But generally they were good people that had made a couple of bad choices and had a couple of runs of bad luck. And I said to Catherine...
Could be me, yeah.
Yeah. I said to Catherine, I can't watch this anymore. The penny just dropped as to what it was. It was poverty porn. And she agreed, and we stopped. And even now, I flick through the channels and see Can't Pay, We'll Take It Away. I think, I have half an hour of that. And I think, no, I can't watch it. And so that was a real moment for me. And I do not have an argument for Rock of Love. I don't.
I'm records, so I'm not blameless,
Is there anything? Gaz makes a point, and this has been in the back. Gaz says we got Lacey coming on, who was a contestant in one and popped up in a few others. Friday's interview might change everyone's view of Rock of Love. He says, "Is there anything that you could think that you would like to hear me and Catherine ask? And you don't have to have the answer now. Maybe you'll have it before Friday's show. Would be great. But ask someone who was a contestant in season 1 and has made part of a career out of the fact that she was in that season. Is there anything you would like us to ask her about her involvement or the show or the end? Have a think.
Yeah, I'll have a think about it.
Because I think your call today will...
I'm only judging it on the show, and whatever... I'm not going to say, well, whatever she says, I'm still going to think is rubbish. But from what I've heard and what I understand about reality TV, it's not my bag at all.
Okay. Your call today is great, and it's made me feel really uncomfortable. So thank you for that. Genuinely, thank you for that, because that means that there is. I'm not being congruent. I'm not being congruent. So there are two things going on in me that are not agreeing with each other. So that's great for you highlighting that. And I think that this call will, I was going to say subtly, will significantly change the tone of the interview on Friday from the one that would have happened if you hadn't have called up.
Yeah.
So thank you.
Yeah, no, it's not a problem. I had to talk to a policeman before I was on, but that's my job.
They're still questioning you about that, are they?
Yeah. Well, I'm sort of under the radar. If I go and fix their computers, they're not going to catch me, are they? So, But yeah, I'm going to pick up my stuff for tonight later. So I know Catherine's her maid's outfit's not going to turn up in time, so she said on Twitter. So
Twitter. I remember Twitter.
Yeah, she said that on Twitter. Yeah,
I'm still locked out, and I'm still locked out. Go on, sorry, finish your point. Go on.
Yeah, I said just get one of those latex ones that all men on Twitter believe that all women have. Your latex maid's outfit that men believe that women have.
She could buy mine. I'm still out of Twitter, and I'm starting to get itchy about being locked out of my Twitter. And I've messaged my friend Will, who's busy. I've kind of sent a tweet to Twitter from the rabbit hole Twitter feed. I've emailed them a couple of times, and it will get sorted. It will get sorted. But I'm thinking I really need to be on there. I really need to be on there. And then I asked myself, why do you need to be on there? I haven't got an answer. I thought, well, the show's going to suffer. I don't think the numbers have suffered on the show, and also I'm hiding the numbers now, so I don't know. I don't know.
Promote the show, maybe, to do that, I guess.
But the numbers are the same. The numbers are the same. So what the fudge do I need Twitter for? I don't.
That's the point. I mean, I go on Twitter to talk about records, big up other people's work, you know, musicians or you and Kath, or, you know, books or record shops or whatever, particularly during lockdown. That's what I do on Twitter. I don't really take any serious conversations. It's all, you know, frivolous, because, you know, that's the way I want.
Yeah.
That's the reason I'm on Twitter. But I wouldn't want to be known even slightly and be on Twitter, or be a woman and be on Twitter. But I'm a middle-aged white man on Twitter, and, you know, there's tons of those. You know, they've all got a podcast to tell you about it.
I mean, Parler's where it's at anyway. My account is really going well there.
Yeah. You and Loza and
Loza. Dave, it's nice to talk to you, mate. See you later on.
See you later.
Ta-ra. Bye-bye. It's all right to challenge like that. Here we go. Wish and ye shall receive. Hey, man.
Hey. Can you unblock me?
From what?
I don't know.
Who is this? I don't know who this is, so I don't know what you're blocked from.
I can see you.
Yeah? You're going to have to give me something, otherwise we can't really pursue this conversation anymore.
Okay.
So who is this?
It's Computer Jones.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Why do you think you were blocked in the chat? Just from the chat?
I'm not sure.
For being annoying.
You have a nice beard.
Yeah, I do.
Who's that geezer you had on just before?
That was my friend Dave.
Oh, Dave. Sorry.
How much you had to drink today?
Not a lot.
That doesn't mean anything.
Does it make good copy?
That doesn't mean anything. Why are you being phony?
Phony?
Yeah, I'm not talking to you. I want to talk to you.
Well, talk to me then.
You won't let me.
I'm looking at you now.
Doesn't matter. Looking is not talking. You are blocking me, and I don't want to talk. I don't want to talk to someone who's being phony.
Does it make good? Is it good?
I'm not going to unblock you.
Oh, okay. All right. Fine.
Unless you let me talk to you.
Well, you talk to me now.
No, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to the booze or the drugs or wherever it is. I want to talk to you. I'm talking to the act that you're playing. Now, I don't want to talk to the act. I want to talk to you.
It's just good, isn't it? It's good.
So tell me what you're scared of. Why are you laughing when you're feeling fear?
Scared of anything.
I don't believe you. And you know it, and you're uncomfortable.
I challenge you.
You're uncomfortable because I've found that wound and I'm digging away at it. And you're surprised that I found it so quickly.
How's the course going?
Don't deflect. That's how the course is going. I know the phrase deflection. Don't deflect. Why are you laughing? Why are you laughing when you're in pain?
No laughing. No laughing.
No. Listen, we have to do this on an honest thing. You were laughing. If you're just going to tell outright lies like that, I'm going to end the call and move on. Why are you laughing when you're in pain?
Okay. I'm not in pain.
Why are you
having a good time?
It doesn't sound like a good time.
Well, it is.
So what, are you high or are you pissed?
Neither.
Have you been drinking or have you been taking drugs?
I've had a few lagers.
Okay, a few lagers at 1 o'clock. How many is a few?
How dare you ask?
Oh, I do dare. Why are you offended at that question? Because you're embarrassed by the number and you're going to give me a number that's lower than the actual number. I would suggest the number that you are going to give me is about half of the real number.
I was curious.
Can we block the phantom vapour, please?
Who?
I'm talking to someone in chat. So how many have you had to drink?
Well, I've had a few.
How many? Give me a number. Why are you embarrassed to give me the number?
How much have you paid for this course?
Deflection again. How many have you had to drink?
How much have you paid for this course?
I'm not going to answer that question until you tell me. I'll answer it when you tell me how many you've had to drink.
Is that a part of the...
I will tell you how much I've paid for it when you tell me how much you've had to drink.
Not enough.
Okay, I'm going to end the call because I'm talking to the showman. I'm not talking to the human.
All right.
So unless you want to start being honest with me and authentic, I'm going to have to let you go.
Okay. Daytime friends.
There we go. It's sad, isn't it? So I made a film on this camera that advertises, I think, the week perfectly. This is it. It froze. Hang on. Why did it freeze? Let's try again. Hi, Ian Lee here. I'm half of the Late Night Alternative with Catherine Boyle and Eat Me. And I want to tell you what we've got coming up this week. On Mondays, it's SOS, Shonky Old Shows, where we show old shows on, Tuesday, it's Tuesday Car. Come in. Oh, Wednesdays, we don't play Cluedo, we play Udo. It's not Cluedo. I don't remember what Thursdays are. And Fridays? Well, that's Judgment Day. Judge Boyle. So make sure you look smart. That's weekday nights from 9 p.m. on twitch.tv/Ian Lee, the Late Night Alternative, with me, Ian Lee, and Catherine Boyle. That's her there. Shoulder the net now. There we go. So that's how we're making more films. Manny says, can we have a film like that introducing you to the cats? Of course you can, with great pleasure. I made that video. I made it, I edited it, and I found the music. So, well, we've done nearly 2 hours. I wasn't going to do a thing. So this is going to go as a podcast. Now, listen, I'm looking at my Patreon. Just have a little look at the Patreon, right? Because I do Thank you very much. That was a sub. Who subbed? Dog walking dude. So this is my Patreon, right? If it's a choice between Twitch and Patreon, go for the Twitch, because me and Catherine split this. And I'm just wondering, are there the money's, hang on. A lot of people have dropped off the Patreon, which is fine. I make no judgments, and I don't know the names of the people that have dropped off, right? I don't know the name of the people that have dropped off, and I make no judgments. People want to support on Patreon, thank you. People don't want to support, thank you. People want to go up, down, thank you. Danny, the rules are don't be a dick. The Abbey Care song is good. Imagine singing a song like that about a sponsor. Now, I have to make a video for someone because they lost. One of the things is if you're a $20 tier, you get a personalized video from me, right? You get a personalized video from me. And one person didn't download it, so I've got to film another one. So hang on, let me find out where that is. Let me find the email, and we'll do that. Also, why on my Patreon app does it say I've got less subs than okay. On the app, then it says I've got on the website. What do I believe? Free screening of Back to the Future on Friday. Holy guacamole. Right, so Patreon video. Who was this? Who was it? It wasn't Adam. Who sent me the thing? Someone sent me a thing saying that they hadn't downloaded the video. Hey, Gatford. Did I get you pregnant again? Oh! Oh, hang on, they can't hear you. So let's start again. There we go. And again. And take 2.
Hi, Ian.
Hi, Gatford.
You must got me 30 minutes ago.
What, did I get you pregnant again?
No, not this time. But you about half an hour ago, you called someone on the line a dipshit. Or
yes.
You said to somebody you're a dipshit. And at that exact same moment, I was watching you on my phone, and my boss called me on Teams. And instead of muting you and then answering the call, I answered the call, then muted you. Oh, no. And she spent a couple of minutes going, Gary, who's calling you a dipshit? Are you being bullied online?
And you, of course, had to tell the truth and say, yes, you've been bullied online for the last 10 years.
Yeah, I've given her quite an extensive history of podcasts that she can go back and listen to.
Holy
so expect a knock on the door any day soon.
Well, that's fun.
Yeah. That's fun. I just imagine that perhaps someone might have actually done that to you, perhaps.
Well, it could have been. Well, I'm sorry I caused any problems.
Fine. I explained that you weren't calling me a dipshit. You probably would use stronger language, and I'm okay with that.
You're one of the good guys.
It just made me laugh.
Hey, listen. We need Michael Dalrymple, $20 patron, right? Has lost the video that I sent him, right? Ooh. The personalized video. I cannot be bothered to make another video for Dalrymple. So Gatford, you don't get the $20. I get that. I've trousered that.
Fine, yeah. You're going to outsource this.
I'm outsourcing this to you. Now, I haven't got a budget for this, but the exposure, this is what these people say now, haven't got any budget for it, I'm afraid, Gatford, but the exposure that you get could lead to paid work. So could you do a video for Michael Dalrymple, please?
Anything specific that I need to say, that he specifically asked for?
He's not asked for anything. This is the problem as well with a lot of the Patreon videos. People didn't ask for specific stuff, so I'm just there having to go, hello.
No worries. I'll record that and send it to you.
Well, then you can just do it now. I'm recording this.
Now? I'm sorry.
We've got cameras and stuff here. Film a video for Michael Dalrymple.
Hello, Mr. Dalrymple. May I call you Michael? I hope so. Thank you so much for being a $20 Patreon to the Ian Lee podcast. We thank you so much for your kind consideration. We're sorry that Ian can't join us for this video. He's outsourced it to me, Gatford. We really hope that you're enjoying the work. We hope that you join us on Twitch. That's twitch.tv/Ian Lee. And we hope that in the future you will consider us maybe for some sort of award or some sort of medal that you can bestow upon us. Thanks very much, Michael. Catch you around.
Jeez, you make me sick. Thank you, Gatford. Hey, Catherine, nice to see you. So, should we have a look at the Patreon tiers? And I'm not doing this as an advert. I'm doing this to see whether I continue doing it. Let's move this over here. And whether there's anything I can do to make it more attractive. I don't know if it's. We talked about this last night, didn't we? People, creators, artists, creating. So I'll send that to Michael later. We talked about people creating and making and asking for money. We talked about this with Lemons last night, and I feel embarrassed about what. So if I go to the Patreon app, I'm supposed to be having an easy day today. And now look, if I go to the Patreon app, it says. Oh, it doesn't say. It doesn't give me a figure. Anyway, right. Hey, Catherine, lovely to see you. Click follow if you don't mind. By the way, any money that gets made on this stream, split between me and the Boyle, the big K, the big B. So let's go and have a look at the. How do I do this? Hang on a minute. I don't really know my way around here. First of all, let's make sure we've given everybody everything that they wanted. So page, edit page. I'm going to make sure I get to the bits that I can show you that aren't private. Right, come and join me. Come and join me. See what we can do here. New screen 2, right? Where's screen 2? Where's screen 2 gone? Screen 1. Where's screen 2? Is it gone to the top? They sometimes just fly up to the top. There we go. Right. Oh, that's not it. There we go. So this is the page, right? Now let's look at the. Why does that wobble? Let's look at the tiers. So we've got different tiers. So tier $3. Thanks very much. Thank you very much. $5, you get at least one episode a month, and I think that the $5 have had 2. $10, 2 episodes a month. I think they've had more. Does this sound now? Oh, I need honesty. I need congruence. $20, you get the podcast plus a 15% discount code. I haven't done that, and I don't think that is actually a good deal. So I'm going to get rid of the 15% discount code. Don't worry. So how do we get rid of that? That's gone. Right, that's gone. Oh, has my mouse stopped working? Hello? There we go. That's gone. Right? So we're going to take that out. So that's gone. Because that's gone, right? And be honest with me. If this looks tight, then say it looks tight, Ian. Jeez. Right? So we've got the $5, you get 1 episode a month. The $10, you get 2 episodes a month. The $20, you get a personalized video and 2 podcasts a month. Oh, and a name check. I haven't done the name check. So why don't we name check now the $20 patrons for this? This is going to be a podcast for the 10 and 20. Right? Shut up, Gemma. Well, the thing is, everything is reduced on that website now by like 40%, 30 or 40%. So, and we're going to do a big mail out on Monday, right? So everything is reduced on that massively anyway. So putting 15% on that, it then kind of becomes nothing. So let me do a shout out, because I haven't done that for the $20 patrons. Let me say big thank you, but I'm going to copy Stephen Page, and we're going to do it as a song. We're going to do it as a song. Here we go, right? This is it. This is it. Where's my plectrum? Here it is. Okay, so this is for the $20 patrons. Okay, and hang on, that's wrong. Country. I want to say thank you to my $20 patrons and those that paid $100. What's that tune? To say thank you to my $20 more patrons. So I'm going to say thank you and then make love in the afternoon. That's for you, Catherine, because you always denigrate my music. By the way, great call from Dave calling us out for our incongruence around Rock of Love. It was a good call. I want to because it's exploitative and because anyway, we'll talk about it. It was a really good call. It was a really good call, and it made me uncomfortable because it made me think. Please stop interrupting the song. I want to say thank you to my $20 and above patrons. So I have written this song which belongs to you. James, Richard, Adam, Andrew, Ben, Bill, and Charlie Miller too. I want to say thank you to my $20 and above patrons. I'm going to do it in the form of a song, and then I'm going to make love in the afternoon. Christopher, Daddy Bear Cub, David McMurden, Gail O'Flaherty, Gemma Ingram, Jenna H. Oh, that's the wrong Jenna. That hairbrush wasn't for you. Jonathan Bryce too. I'm not finished. Jesus is loads. I want to say thank you to my $20 and above patrons. So I'm going to say thank you in the form of this song. Josh Hunt, Lee Oldham, Michael, Paul Jarman, Philip Shepherd, Richard Quotsworth. All together now. Rob Blackmore, Sam Hughes, Scott Sy, Will Benson. Yes, we can. Let's see, do it. So, am I doing, I'll be honest. And I'm not in any way making any judgment call on those who do or who do not do patrons, right? I can't see this without my bloody glasses on. Do those patron deals seem like a good deal to you? By the way, I might stream some games later on. I might stream the new Worms or the Mayo game on the mayonnaise game on. Yeah. Do those sound? I'm aware that we're asking for money all the time, Catherine and myself. I'm aware that we're asking for money all the time, and some of you might get bored by that. This is our job. This is our job, and this, I think, is the future of entertainment. Oh, sugar! The ads. I've done enough ads this hour. I've got to play some ads now, but I've done enough. Okay, I did a load earlier, so we're good. Thank you. I'm aware that we're asking for a lot of money. I don't know. I downloaded a mayonnaise game for 99p, so maybe we'll stream that. But this is our job. But does it bore you? And be honest. Please be honest. And you can call in if you want. Does it annoy you that we do? And does that Patreon... Here we go. Here we go. Looking for approval from others. I'm looking for approval for others again. I'm looking for approval for others again. There you go, you see. There you go. We ask less than others? Holy guacamole. Okay, good. We're not asking all the time. Thank you. These are all bum licks. You're absolutely correct. And I am aware... Hang on a minute. Let me just go to the page. Edit. Let me just check some stats here, guys. Let me just check some stats. Let me just look at the tiers. So, okay. Is there... Okay, we've got a lot of $10. $20 is a big leap, isn't it? That's a big leap. Is there anything more I could add to the $20 to get... My worry is the $10 one. Is the $10 one doesn't feel... I feel there could be more in the $10 one. $10 one is you get a minimum of 2 podcasts. It's generally 3 or 4. But maybe I could give more. You got loads of 20. Why knock that in the head? Sounds like it's okay. I feel a bit cheap now at the 10. No. No. This is not a judgment call on cheapness at all. Everybody is. Maybe get some merch you could send out to higher level patrons. On the $20, send them like a pin or something. You think it would be nice to get more for $5? Well, it's $5, not £5. So that's whatever that is. Okay, so at the moment for the $5, you get one episode, at least one episode a month. What more would you like? Oh, didn't I should step away, Ian Lee fan? Not at all. Didn't I should step away? Just be cool with the, the kind of, he's dreamy and stuff like that. Didn't I should step away? That's cool. You're very welcome here. Free Buttcoin. What the heck? Say what? Have a think. Your suggestions are greatly appreciated. What I could do to attract more people. I mean, Christmas card. I mean, I don't know. The shout outs are good in the podcasts. We're not sure which tier, but why not offer and add them to something line stream or whatever gaming platform you use? I don't know what that means. Fingernail clippings. Don't try would be my first suggestion. I don't know what that means. Black Country Bloke, it's all good. It's all good. Yes, in podcast. But then this goes out as a podcast, Gatford. You're saying, is this a cop-out doing this as one of the podcasts? There we go. There's a question. Because this will now be uploaded as a podcast to the patrons, right? And then it will be available probably after Christmas to the general public.
I could come.
Thank you, Phil. Is this a cop-out putting this out as a podcast? There's a genuine question. What do we reckon? What do we reckon? No, and be honest. Be honest. I mean, say tier 2s if someone wants to game with you. Oh, I'm talking more. A cop-out is harsh, but yes. Okay. No, content is content. Answer machine message. I don't think it's a cop-out as they get it early. It's extra content. We're getting it for free now, so you would say, yes, it's a cop-out, but you're not getting it so you can carry it around as an audio podcast. But yeah, I get your point. Okay, so what I could do is do this as a podcast. I don't delete the VOD. Should I delete the VOD? I could delete the VOD, couldn't I? So that adds an exclusivity. right? So I could delete the VOD, so you can only get it on the podcast, and then in 10 weeks' time or so, you get it as a podcast available to the general public, and it goes up on YouTube. Exclusive early access to what? Is the podcasts, is what the Patreons are getting exclusive early access to. Okay, so what we've learned here. So this can count. So Daytime Friends can count as a podcast, but delete the VOD. Right? I mean, I could upload the video to Vimeo exclusively for them. Some of the other patrons don't give you some of the extra content so you've been at level 3. I don't think so, as most Twitch streamers that do Patreon do the same. Delete the VOD. All right, the VOD is going. Okay, so how about this? Podcast. This is coming out as a podcast. Huh? What the heck? So, don't put it on YouTube ever or until several weeks down the line. So, are we suggesting putting this audio out as a podcast exclusively to the patrons for the first 10 weeks and uploading the video to the Patreons for the first 10 weeks? Thank you, Harry. Does that sound... Edited down version, I'm not editing. Got to be exclusive. So the video as well, or just the audio? What do we think? What do we think? By the way, thank you for this, because this is all kind of new to me. I'm an old man, and you know, my work has been, I've had a job and people have paid me for a job. The video as well. Okay. Whichever is less work is all work. Okay, video to... What's it called? Vimeo. All right. All right, I think we've made progress. If you have any suggestions, then do let me know. Yes, although I put them at the most basic tiers, so you're not getting things off too highly. That thing of banking on more people paying less. Then why would people go to the $20 tier, Pete? Why would people go to the $20? Maybe I get rid of the $20 and just have 3, 5, and 10. And I have a couple of people at 100. Maybe I do that. Or maybe the only exclusive thing for the $20 is the lunch and the dinners. I don't know. So much to think about. So much to think about. Go for the value play, not the stack them high, sell them cheap. So you mean, what does that mean, Jim? Put this video... We're disappearing slightly up my own ass. So I'm going to finish this here. I'm going to have some lunch. I'm going to have a coffee. I'm going to watch a movie. It's a lot to think about, isn't it? It's a lot to think about. I'm going to have a little tinker. Do you remember when you called us heroin abusers? No, I don't know what you're talking about. Pete, email me. Don't know what's for lunch. I think we're done. I'm disappearing up my own ass. Disappearing up my own ass here, guys. Right. Thank you. May your gods go with you. Still nothing from Twitter. Oh, I've got a VAT bill. Oh my God, help me. Right. I've enjoyed this. Thank you. Take care. You've been watching with me, Ian Lee. Patreon.